The Cyber Archive. From photographs of mythical sea creatures to pictures indicating the presence of extraterrestrial life, we count 15 of the most mysterious, unexplained photos ever taken. Number 15. The Hook Island Sea Monster. In 1964, French photographer Robert Le Sirec and his family were spending some time off the coast of Australia. While they were heading to Hook Island inside a rowboat, this large snake-like creature appeared. It was 6 feet below water and approximately 80 feet long. They managed to take some photos before the creature swam off, and they recall seeing a large pale region on its back like a wound, and believe that had caused the creature to seek refuge in the shallow bay. Number 14. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. This circular object on the floor of the Baltic Sea was discovered by the Swedish OceanX diving team in June 2011. Only captured on radar and sonar so far, the team reported that this round object has a rough stone appearance, 3 to 4 meters thick and approximately 60 meters in diameter. It stands on an 8-meter tall pillar and has a staircase looking slope going to a round black hole that goes inside the structure. There is also another smaller object close by. The object is at the end of a 300-meter long track. OceanX founder Peter Lindbergh said, "We first thought this was only stone, but this is something else." So it'll be interesting to see the photos when they do actually get to dive down there. Number 13. The Hipster Time Traveller. In 1941, at the South Fork Bridge reopening in Canada, this photo supposedly contains a time traveller seen in the dark glasses. His clothing, glasses and camera he's carrying were thought to be far beyond what was available then. Although the sunglasses were unusual, they were not unheard of in the 40s. The clothing only looks unusual because of the older, smartly dressed people around him, and the camera was most probably a Kodak folding pocket model. Still, some theorists claim this is proof that time travel is indeed possible. Number 12. The Congo Giant Snake. This alleged encounter with a giant snake happened in Katanga in 1959. Colonel Remy Van Lierde was returning from a mission by helicopter and spotted this giant snake emerging from a hole as he flew over the forest, describing the snake as being close to 50 feet in length. He turned around and made several passes over the snake at a lower altitude to allow another person on board to photograph the creature. The colonel claimed that as he flew closer, the snake rose up about 10 feet. He said that he was convinced that if they'd been within its range, it would have attacked the helicopter. Number 11. The Martian Spherules. In 2004, the Mars exploration rover Opportunity had already detected curious sphere-shaped microscopic formations in the Martian soil, suggested to be made of hematite, a possible sign of water. However, a much stranger photo was taken at the end of 2012, depicting much larger spherules in vast quantities. These new spherules are not hematite, and some have been eroded away, revealing concentric internal structures. Opportunity's science team plans to use a rover for further investigation. Number 10. The Solway Firth Spaceman. In 1964, Jim Templeton was taking photos of his daughter on a day out in Cumbria, England. When he developed the photos, this spaceman appeared in the background. According to Templeton, there was nothing behind her at the time, and Kodak verified the photo had not been tampered with. However, according to a journalist at Sheffield Hallam University, the spaceman is likely to be Templeton's wife, Annie, who was present at the time and was wearing a pale blue dress, which was overexposed as white, just like in their other photos. Number 9. Freddy Jackson's Ghost. This photo was taken in 1919 of the Goddard Squadron, men who had served in World War I aboard HMS Daedalus. This ghostly face was said to belong to Freddy Jackson, an air mechanic accidentally killed 2 days before the photograph was taken. All the men in this photo confirmed it was Jackson's face. His funeral had taken place the same day the photograph was taken. Number 8. The Babushka Lady. In 1963, at the assassination of John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas, a mysterious old woman with a brown coat and a headscarf appears in a number of photos during and after the assassination. It's highly speculated that she was taking photos or videos at the time, and even though the shooting had already taken place and most of the surrounding people took cover, She can be seen still standing there with the camera to her face. Despite the FBI publicly requesting for her to come forward, she never did. Number 7. The Cooper family photo. When the Cooper family moved into their new home in Texas, a photograph was taken of the family, and when it was developed, a body appeared falling from the ceiling. Whether this is a real apparition is questionable, as you'd expect to see the family in the centre of the photo. Now you would expect to see vignetting, which is the reduction of brightness around the edges of photos taken at that time, but if the photo had been cropped, you wouldn't have that on the right edge. Photoshops? Probably. Number 6. The Hessdalen Light. These mysterious lights have been reported multiple times in Hessdalen Valley in Norway over the past 80 years. Between 1981 and 1984, the lights were observed 15 to 20 times a week, and have now decreased in frequency to 10 to 20 times a year. Most often observed as a bright white or yellow light standing or floating above the ground. Sometimes the lights can be seen for more than an hour. In spite of ongoing research by scientists and students from various institutions, there is no convincing explanation of the origin of these lights. Number 5. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall in Norfolk, England. If you've seen my video of the most haunted places in the world, then you'll recognise this one. This photo is apparently one of the most convincing photos of a ghost. It was taken in 1936 and published in Country Life magazine. The photographer's assistant said that a vapour form of a woman gradually appeared and moved down the stairs towards them. The negative of the photo has not been tampered with. Number 4. The Skunk Ape. In 2000, a woman mailed 2 photographs to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office in Florida, together with a letter in which she claims to have discovered an ape in her backyard. The woman wrote that on 3 different nights an ape had entered her backyard to take apples left on her porch. She was convinced this was an escaped orangutan. Reports of this skunk ape were common in the 60s and 70s, when numerous sightings were reported of a large, foul-smelling, hairy ape-like creature running around upright on 2 legs. Number 3. The Spooklight. Also called the Hornet Spooklight, is a strange recurring phenomenon taking place near the small town of Hornet, Missouri, and on the border between Missouri and Oklahoma. It is said to appear regularly and usually at night, and reports date back to the 19th century. In 1946, the US Army Corps of Engineers supposedly studied the lights, but could not find a cause for it. In their words, it was a mysterious light of unknown origin. Number 2. The Black Knight. Originally thought to have been discovered in 1954 before man-made satellites had been launched. This photograph is one of several observations made by some of the first man-made satellites in 1960. They reported an unidentified object in polar orbit, something that neither the US nor Russia was capable of at the time. Apparently, there is a connection between echoes coming from the object and reports that Nikola Tesla had picked up a repeating radio signal in 1899, which he believed was coming from space. The Black Knight is said to disappear and reappear at regular intervals. More photos were taken of it by NASA in 1998, and they claim it could be debris from previous launches. Number 1. The Phoenix Lights. On the 13th of March 1997, a series of lights were seen over Phoenix, Arizona by thousands of people. There were allegedly 2 distinct events involved: a triangular formation of lights seen to pass over the state, and a series of stationary lights seen in the Phoenix area. The United States Air Force identified the second group of lights as flares dropped by aircraft on a training mission. Even the governor of Arizona at the time said, "I'm a pilot and I know just about every machine that flies. It was bigger than anything that I've ever seen. It couldn't have been flares because it was too symmetrical. It had a geometric outline, a constant shape." And that's it for this mysterious countdown. As always, thanks for watching.